What's up, everybody out there? This is Aaron here on Wrath 2501, and I am here to show you another deck profile using the spellbooks and the Magician Girls combined together to make one deck. Pretty fun to do. And of course, everybody wants to know whether are you using the World or the Priestess. Maybe just 2 Priestess? But I don't run the World, so I use 3 Priestess. So without further ado, here we go. Of course, starting off with the spellbooks. 3 Blue Boy, or the Spellbook of Prophecy, but yeah, everyone likes to call it Blue Boy. Your searcher of the deck to search out for any spellbook, which I'll show you in a bit the spellbooks that I use. So there's your searcher. One's normal summon or set, flipped, then yes, search for your spellbooks. Next, I play the 3 Temperance of Prophecy. Basically, of course, summoned out, a spellbook is played on that turn. You can throw this card to the graveyard, tribute it, to play a level 5 or higher spellcaster in the deck, special summon it to the field. So basically, your main one you would want to do is the Priestess, which I run 3. Your boss monster of the deck, it could be special summoned by having 3 different names out of spellbooks in your hand, special summon to the field. So that's easy to do. Or, of course, Temperance, tribute, summon it out. And its other effect, as people would know, or if you don't know, banish a spellbook from your graveyard, pop a monster on the field. So cool effect. And the cool thing about it, let's just say you had 2, you can just summon both out instantly. Or lucky, sometimes you might have 3, summon all 3. Whatever the heck it is. So that's the spellbooks. Now the Magician Girls. It's pretty fun to do also, which I do, because I like to be a creative duelist. I know others don't, because all they care about is the top tier decks, whatever. But this is just me. Anyways. Barry Magician Girl. The lowest attacker, but it's a cool effect. It's an Elemental Hero Stratos. Summon this out. You get to search for any Magician Girl that you want from your deck. Put it to your hand. Now the other effect. If it were to be attack, you can switch to defense mode. Special summon any Magician Girl. Special summon to the field. Now, if it were to be like I said, if it were to be attacked, switch it, special summon one. If this would still be attack, it's just thrown into the graveyard and you take no battle damage on that. Pretty cool. Now, my second one, 2 Chocolate Magician Girls. She's a pretty good one. Well, I would say she's the best one out of all of them. You summon her out once per turn. You can ditch out any spellcaster and draw a card. So pretty much throw one away, put it to the graveyard, draw a card. Now the cool thing about her, which I like more, better than just drawing, is when she would be attacked, the monster that attacks her, the attack gets cut in half, and her other effect, bring back one from the graveyard, any spellcaster, including, let's say, your Priestess also, if it's in the graveyard. The attack gets switched to the one that you just brought from the graveyard. Again, the attack is cut in half. It switches to the one you bring from the graveyard, and it would be that one that attacks. So let's just say Blue Eyes White Dragon. 3000 attacker you got against a 16 attacker. Blue Eyes attacks, switches to the one you bring back, like let's just say the Kiwi, just like I showed you right here. Now it's 15 to 18, so basically Blue Eyes White Dragon will be destroyed, and they take 300 points of damage because that was 15 compared to an 18. So that's the Chocolate Magician Girl, so that's what I love about her. Next, 2 Kiwi Magician Girls. Basically, the highest attacker out of all the Magician Girls. 5-star monster, not bad. She's pretty cool. During either player's turn, you can discard this card. Magician Girl monsters you currently control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with different names on the field and in the graveyards until the end of this turn. Spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target them with any card effects. Pretty cool. So, the Kiwi Magician Girls. That's that one. And last but not least, I use one Apple Magician Girl. Now, she's almost the same thing as the Chocolate Magician Girl. The Chocolate Magician Girl brings back one from the graveyard. The Apple Magician Girl brings one from your hand, and it does the same thing. Gets cut in half, it switches to the one you just brought from your hand. That one gets attacked, cuts the monster's attack, gets switched to the one you brought out from your hand. Gets pretty cool. Another cool thing. Let's say the Chocolate Magician Girl, you brought the apple from the graveyard. So attack, Chocolate Magician Girl, gets switches to the apple, but then apple's effect would go. It switches to the third one you just brought out. Now again, cuts in half, cuts it twice in half. So more or less attack. So cool things you can do. Or you can just say apple, bring out chocolate, bring back one. So it's like an instant 3 monster you just brought out, and the attack is cut twice. So that's what I like about these Magician Girls. Yeah, low attackers and everything, but they have so many potential of using so many effects working with the High Priestess. And, of course, the spellbooks. Now, those are my monsters. Now, let's go to the magic cards. Of course, standard 3 Spellbook of Secrets. As soon as that's played out, search for any spellbook card. So 3 Spellbook of Secrets, 2 Spellbook Tower. Pretty much as usual, your field spell. 4 spellbooks. Effect. Everybody knows this, or they don't. I'll just say it. As long as you have a spellcaster on the field, once per turn, during your standby phase, get any spellbook that's in your graveyard, put it back, put it to the bottom of the deck, draw a card. Instant draw. Pretty cool. Now, of course, the Spellbook of Fate. Have a spellcaster on the field. Activate. Has 3 effects. 1, return. You must banish a for how many spellbooks you have in your hand. Banish 1. It's a compulsory evacuation device to from the set spell or trap cards your opponent has, and put it back to the hand. So pretty much saying, like I just said, pretty much put back a magic or trap card your opponent has, put it back to the hand. A compulsory evacuation device, but only to the magic and trap cards. If you banish 2, change 1 monster on the field, set it back face down. So let's just say you want to bring back your Prophecy, set it, flip it again to get another Searcher. Pretty cool. Or basically most boss monsters, whatever your opponent has, you don't want to deal with them, put them back, put them face down. Now 3 is the best one. Banish 3, banish the card on the field. Now it has to be done by the spellbook cards you have in your graveyard. And I run 2. You're allowed 3, but 2 is good for me. 1 I say is just, you know, I would doubt that. Just go 2. 2 is good for me. The cool thing about the Fate also, does not target. So any monsters that particularly say you cannot target them, no, this doesn't target, so you can hit that monster if you wish to. Next, the Master. Show a spellbook in your hand. You can copy whatever spellbook that was in your graveyard. You can copy it. So basically, copy the secrets if you wish to. It's an extra secret. Now again, these spellbooks, you can only play them once per turn, but the Master helps you do it an extra time. So 2 Master. 2 Spellbook of Wisdom. Spellbook of Wisdom is like the Forbidden Lance to the spellbooks. If it were to be Raigeki, Mirror Force, anything like that, you can play Wisdom. Let's say, of course, your Priestess, of course, which you can depend possibly more on anything. Activate this, or quick play, set it. Put it to your spellbook, your High Priestess of Prophecy. Pretty much, you just saved that for that turn. So basically, it would not get destroyed instantly. Raigeki, whatever. Okay, fine. Your monsters will be destroyed except for your priestess. Or any spellbook any spellcaster you intend to choose it to equip it to. 2. Spellbook of Eternity. For any banished spellbook cards you have in your, that are banished, you can activate this, get one, put it back to your hand. So, pretty cool of getting your spellbooks back that were banished. One spellbook of power. Even though if it's called spellbook, it could be done to any spellcasters. Equip it to 1, it gains 1,000 attack. Also, until the end phase, let's say you destroyed a monster, you can search for a spellbook card from your deck to your hand instantly. Pretty cool. Spellbook of Life. Most likely a monster reborn to spellcasters. So the cool thing also, what you could possibly do, is what I showed you right here. The Chocolate Magician Girl. Let's just say, of course, the Priestess. Throw away. Maybe your next turn, Spellbook of Life. Now the effect of this, as it says right here, banish 1 spellcaster monster from your graveyard and reveal 1 spellbook card in your hand, special summon a spellcaster. So pretty much 2 things you're gonna have to do. 2 costs. Banish 1, show 1 from your hand, special summon 1. So it's like an instant already. You're gonna throw away your Spellbook of Prophecy. You have Spellbook of Life. Basically, you want to banish 1, reveal a spellbook, summon it out to the field. So pretty cool. Basically, that's just an extra. Next turn, you just want to bring out High Priestess of Prophecy, because you don't have at least 3 different kinds of spellbooks in your hand, but you at least have 1 where particularly you can do Spellbook of Life. Pretty decent. Spellbook of Life, I only use 1. There's really no need to use 2 or 3, because that's just too much. And one of the new cards that came out, Spellbook of Knowledge. It was supposed to be called Spellbook of Rudra, but I don't know why the heck they call it Knowledge. But this is the one that's almost like your draw. It's like a pot of greed to any spellcasters. Just like Power or Wisdom, even though they're called Spellbook, could work for any spellcasters. Now this one, send to the graveyard either one spellcaster you control, or 1 spellbook card from your hand, throw it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Now basically, I'm running 2, but this is a proxy because I need 1 more. But 2 is what I would use. And of course as well, since it's called Spellbook, you can copy out of the master. So instant, maybe draw 4 cards. Who knows? Whichever you choose to do, if you were to play Spellbook of Knowledge. And my other 2 is just the Dark Hole and the Raigeki. Pretty much standard staple cards, particularly for any deck that you intend to use to destroy monsters, since that's what almost everyone loves to do, rather by attacking or just by having spell cards and destroy them. Whichever you choose. Now those are the magic cards. The trap cards. 2 Magician's Defense. So cool. I like this card because it just helps your spellcasters. Flip up continuous trap card. When you're gonna take damage by your while you control a spellcaster, if it were to be attacked, you take half of the damage. So pretty cool. Now the other effect is, if it were to be destroyed, special summon 1 that's from the graveyard to the field. So again, it could be just like a Prophecy. The MST it, Twin Twister, fine, whatever, just special summon it out. No cost, no nothing. And again, just like a little combo if you wish to. Chocolate, bring bone out. So fun to do. Next, 2 Mirror Force. 1 Storming Mirror Force, 1 Quaking Mirror Force, 1 Torrential Tribute, and these would be Solemn Strikes, but basically I have a friend right now that's borrowing my Solemn Strikes. Now of course, yeah, in the later format people are saying Solemn Strikes would get hit, to maybe 1, 2, or I don't know if it's going to stay at 3. But this is a 45 card deck right now. So it might be 44 or 43. Who knows? It just all depends if they're going to hit the Solemn Strikes or not. I know they're going to get reprinted, so basically it might. Who knows? It just depends what Konami tries to do, rather if they want to screw us up or not, because basically they have done that so many times and people get pissed off about it, including me. So there you go. I don't run an extra deck in this. I'm sure others have. Care to wish to try this deck out? It's cool. I love it. So there you go. There's my spellbook deck. Using it with the Magician Girls. Pretty fun to do. Try it if you like. Like, comment, subscribe. This is my deck. Hope you all enjoyed it. Peace.